Hello, sweetie Cherelle. Am I pronouncing your name correct?
You are.
Yes. Good, good, good. Thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate you coming in here and sharing your story. I'm going to ask you actually the big question first, okay? Usually I ask this at the end, but I'm gonna ask you in the beginning, and then we're gonna get more into your journey, okay? So, what is your vision for how Reiki can support the collective healing of the world?
My vision is that we can all come together harmonious and build connections, not with our own spiritual journey, but with others and helping others on their spiritual journey and helping heal any traumas that they have experienced or maybe have come to learn of those traumas through Reiki, bringing it to light. Because, sometimes a client has a session and then they come back and they're like, oh my gosh, I just had this realization of this. Thank you so much. So, I want to build a community where everybody, every type of healer, and every kind of common person can come together, set aside our differences, and see what we have on a common ground.
Beautiful. I love that. It's so amazing and so heartfelt and just very, very true. I love it. Thank you so much.
You're
So,
welcome.
where and when did you get introduced to Reiki?
I got introduced to Reiki about 7 years ago. I had a friend who was going through Reiki herself, and she became a practitioner. And she had asked if she could do a session on me. And yeah, sure. I've never heard of it, and I've always been like a very witchy kind of person. So I was like, she explained it to me. I was like, you know what? I'll give it a shot. At that time, I didn't really know anything about chakras or our body aura or anything like that. And so when she first did a session on me, I literally felt a shift in my life because I was in a very negative, reactive part of my life. And then had Reiki treatments with her, and it just kind of shifted myself. And I ended up wanting to learn more about chakras and stuff like that. And I got into sound healing to help myself. And after I had learned to stop being such a reactive person, I decided I wanted to help people as well. And so I went through and I decided to become a Reiki practitioner because I felt like that was the best way to to heal on an energetic level and incorporating the crystals that I already had and learned about before and incorporating the sound healing into that. It just kind of clicked into place. So 7 years ago, started, didn't want to get into it to versus now, I've been a Reiki practitioner for a year, sound practitioner for 2 years. So it's lovely to see how all of that intermingles into the Reiki.
Beautiful. Did you know when you started on your Reiki journey, did you know that you wanted to take it all the way to be a master?
No, I honestly thought being a Reiki practitioner for a long time because I felt like there were a lot of people out there already doing the Reiki. And I'm like, okay, but something kept pulling me to it. So I took my first level to do my self-healing. And after I had practiced on myself for a while, I was like, okay, I do want to go to the next level. So I took that level and started practicing on my family, my animals, my plants, everything around. And finally, I decided to take that master step um, because I felt like I was ready. And I just wanted to make sure I learned everything I could before I started teaching if I ever get to that step. I'm not a master teacher yet, but I'm still learning everything that there is. And I have many people to learn from before I feel comfortable teaching. But I know the universe will let me know when it's time.
Is that one of your goals to become a master teacher?
No, it's not. It's not one of my goals. But if it happens, it happens. I'm open to it.
Most definitely. Most definitely. Who do you usually work with or you feel most aligned helping?
Veterans. My husband is a veteran, a disabled veteran as well. And so a lot of my wanting to help comes from wanting to help the community because we are involved with the veteran community. We are currently having one of our dogs in the Paws and Stripes program to have it become a service animal. And then there's the Wounded Warrior Project. So I feel very connected to veterans. And a lot of my clients are veterans or come from military families.
Definitely. I see what veterans go through. I've heard a lot of stories. So I'm really glad that you are focusing on working with the veterans. It's really in need a lot. So I'm so thankful you're doing that. What kind of transformations have you seen in people? You work with the veterans. What kind of transformations have you seen within them?
I have seen a lot of people like their auras be like gray and they're gloomy. And after a while, they brighten up and they smile more. And so it's a small change because they're just learning to have gratitude for their life now because they weren't able to have that appreciation because they were always tactical thinking, assessing, and a lot of them do not come out of that. So it's nice to see a lot of them learning to relax and enjoy in the moment.
Oh, that's beautiful. I love it. Awesome. Is there anything else you would like anyone watching to know about you and your Reiki journey?
I incorporate a lot of my cultural background into Reiki. Um, I was raised in a Mexican American household, and so there's, a lot of sorry, a little nervous, La Llorona and the Kukui and things like that. And so I was raised very Catholic. And so when I was a teenager, I became more spiritual. And one of the books that was very influential on me um, is called American Brujeria. And in there, it talks about how to become a culandera or a healer is that's not a title you give yourself. That's a title that the community gives to you. And one of the things that is done is it's not all monetary. It's like somebody can bring you something like tamales or bizcochitos or something, and that service is equal, not to turn anyone away, regardless of pay. And so when I first started out, my prices were really high. And then I read that and I was like, no, I'm going to make it more affordable, something that is fair, something affordable. And I also do offer, free services when I can. And so that helps as well.
That's
So
amazing.
just because you can't afford it or you don't feel like you have access to it isn't a reason you shouldn't get it. So,
Exactly. Exactly. I love that. I love that you have that outlook. It's amazing. So if anyone, oh, okay, well, before I ask you this next question, you treat in person, do you also do distant treatment?
I do distance healing, and I am currently trying to train both of my dogs so I can have people come to my house so I can do it. But that's we just got a new puppy, so we're still going through all of that. But mainly, I do travel to your location,
Oh,
or I can set up a meeting like this, and you can do it virtually and see what I do, or I can just send it without the video as well. So,
great. So if people want to get in contact with you, to schedule with you, to learn more about you, to connect with you, where do they find you?
I actually have a website where you can book directly or send me an email. It also has my personal phone number on there as well. The website is called www.healershut.com. We also have a Facebook called Healers Hut Local, which will let you know what's going on locally around New Mexico. So if I see that there's like, I believe there's a drum circle coming up, I can't remember where. I will sometimes share it to the Healers Hut local. That way, people who are following me can know what's going on in Albuquerque or Rio Rancho or wherever in New Mexico.
That's awesome. One thing that people don't know is that you and I are literally like two little towns away from each other, and we're very
I
close,
know
and we didn't even know that, you
we
know?
didn't.
So amazing how divine timing comes into play and connects you with people, and I'm just very, very thankful for you volunteering your time for this. I really appreciate you. And I hope that we stay connected. And thank you so much for your time, Cherelle. Thank you so much again. I really appreciate you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you, Raquel, immensely for taking the time. Um, and I appreciate your journey of trying to get the word of what everyone's trying to do out there. That's awesome.
Yes, totally my pleasure. I love this. I love connecting with other Reiki masters, and we're building that frequency. We're building that vibration to bring it forth and bring it to more people.
Yeah.
Thank you again for your time.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You too.